Hey guys, it's Anna and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be sharing with you my top 5 tips that every college student should know to succeed in college. I just graduated college in May, so these tips really helped me out not only throughout my academic career but also very much in my college life. So if you want to know my top 5 tips, then just keep on watching. So my first tip, and this is like my top tip, if I could give you just one tip from all these 5s, it would be this one. And this one is to record your lectures. Now with that said, you do have to get permission from your professor to see if they're okay with it, because sometimes professors aren't okay with you recording a lecture, which always was like ugh to me, because I was like, that's like my #1 study tip that I use. But you have to respect their wishes. But if you are lucky enough that they are okay with you recording your lectures, then totally go for it. What I do is I just use a little recording app here on my phone because it's easy and just right there, and it gives me like another reason not to be on my phone. But you can also get like an old-fashioned tape recorder if you want, if you don't want to eat up your memory on your phone. But I also recommend doing it on your phone, because then whether you're studying like at home or in school or right before the test, you can just put in your headphones and, you know, kind of review your notes with the lecture. Because I like recording my lectures not only because I like to review them when I'm studying, but I like to come home and fill in the gaps I have in my notes, because sometimes things happen during the lecture when you miss something. What if your friend wants, like, say, oh, what did that teacher say? Can you repeat what she said? And you miss what she's saying, or you sneeze, or you had to go to the bathroom, and you're like, wait, I don't understand what like my notes say, or wait, there's something missing in my notes. So when you record your lecture, you can go back and kind of go through your notes and be like, okay, I get that, and kind of make even more notes, because you think that you're taking these really good notes, and then, like, at least for me, I thought I was doing really good notes, and then I was like, whoa, I totally missed that, and I kind of misunderstood that. But now I can clear up my notes and it's awesome, and then your notes will be solid for the exam. The next tip I have is kind of a, not like a weird one, but it's kind of sound kind of weird when I explain it. It's just to kind of be a teacher when it comes to studying for your exams. With that said, it sounds like be the teacher. Kind of like, if you think about it, if you are able to teach the material that you are studying for to somebody else, or to your fake imaginary classroom, which is what I used to do all the time. I would like sit in this same spot and just talk to basically like a camera and teach that session, you know, of that part of my lecture to my imaginary class. So when you are able to teach it really well and from your own memory, then you're solid for the test, because you know how to explain it to somebody else and you know it from memory. If you don't like, you know, trying to like reiterate your lecture notes or anything like that, my other tip is to kind of make up for your studying a Jeopardy game. Because I know I didn't use this personally, but my friend did, and she aced all her exams. So she would just make all her notes into like a little Jeopardy game, and she would make them onto flashcards, and she would just answer them in, you know, typical Jeopardy way. And she passes on to other friends of hers, and they just loved it. She'd always bring it to study groups, and everyone loved that idea. So that's what I think would be really good for you guys. You know, be the teacher or go the route of kind of making up your own game like Jeopardy. The next tip is huge. I think especially in college, everybody needs to be a part of study groups. Not only because study groups are really amazing, it's just very beneficial for yourself. I mean, you could go about studying by yourself and you could be studying your notes, but what if you're not getting it, or you didn't get the material exactly how it is? You're learning the wrong material. So that way, if you're in a study group and you're like teaching something, other people can be like, wait, I don't think that's quite what the professor meant, or this is how I think it is, and you kind of can bounce off each other for ideas. You can correct yourselves for the material, you can add on to material that you guys have missed, and just review things with them, because I mean, after all, these students are in the same class as you, so everybody has one mission, and that's to pass the exam. So if you can get, you know, any extra help, take it. If someone wants to start a study group, join that study group. group because, you know, it's more beneficial than anything. But also with that, if you are in a study group that you feel that they aren't really studying, they aren't really talking about what is going on for the exam, it's just more of a social kind of gathering, remove yourself out of that study group because it's not going to help you in the exam. My fourth tip is study guides, whether that be the professor's study guides that they give to you or study guides that you make on your own, because I know, at least not from my professor, some professors don't like to provide study guides, and if that's the case, I would totally recommend you doing your own study guides. But with that said, whether you have the professor's study guide or your own study guide, I really recommend that you personally do those study guides on your own. Don't go up and divide the study guide. Don't be like, I'm gonna do half, you go do half. No, because when you're studying and when you're doing that study guide, you want your brain to do work. You want it to feel like work. You don't want it to be something, you know, really easy. You get the other half of the study guide from your friend, you just skim it over and you're like, I'm good. No, you really want to put in the effort and put in the work to get an A on your exam. So that means you reading the question, going through your notes, finding the answer, putting that into your own words, and then answering that question in the study guide. It's just more beneficial for yourself, because if you took the time to do the study guide, you are going to remember what you learned doing that study guide when it comes time for the exam. My fifth tip is kind of 2-in-1. So when you're in class, it's kind of redundant, I guess. It's kind of like one of those easy tips that everybody should know, but I feel like nobody really does it because it's tempting, and that is to turn off your phone and do not go and check Twitter or Snapchat or Instagram, because that's just distracting. It's not only distracting to yourself, it's distracting to your fellow students as well, especially if you have like an iPad or a laptop. You're looking at it, maybe they don't even know you, but it's just human nature to see, if you see something like flashing, if they're like flipping through tabs or like they're watching like a video, it's human nature just to like guide your gaze to it and you are distracted from your lecture. It's just easier if you are not distracting yourself or your fellow students. And with that said, if your school happens to have some type of reward program for that, totally go for it. At least at my college, Chico State, and I know that this app personally is also available in, I believe, in California. I'm not sure if it's like nationwide yet, but I know other schools in California have able to access this app, and it's Pocket Points. So if you are able to download it, I would totally recommend Pocket Points because it's really easy. All you have to do is when class starts, click on the app. It will know that you're automatically on campus because it will not work off campus. And during, you know, class, you're racking up points, and those points add up to rewards, whether that be food or clothing. At least that's what we had. And sometimes it was like some like package deal or for like a trip, I think I saw one time. It was just awesome because after class, I'd be like, hey, I have enough points to go get a smoothie. Let's go get a smoothie. And it was totally free because I didn't use my phone during lecture, and it was awesome. So awesome because, you know, if you're not going to be using, you might as well get something out of it even more, just a little, you know, motivate you even more if you're just not that type of person who just can't simply have their phone off. This will reward you even more because like, oh yes, I can't use my phone if I want that free smoothie or bagel. I have gotten so many free food off of it, and even discounts from food. It's amazing. So if you're able to get Pocket Points, totally get it. Not sponsored by them, I just loved it because also it was also developed by a Chico State student. So gotta show my support for some Chico State students. So if you are able to get it, totally recommend it. Or if you can't get that personal app, Pocket Points, then check out your school. I'm pretty sure maybe they have their own app, because I know Chico State has their own app for them. Maybe your school has it too as well, and you know, you can get rewarded for it, because I'm pretty sure that's going to be a trend now that like schools are going to reward their students for not being on their phone. So those are all my tips for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope these tips really help you, because all these tips I personally used and they helped me a bunch, and I have recommended these tips to all my other friends who needed to pass a class or just wanted to, you know, up their grade or they just wanted to maintain their GPA. It just helped them wonderfully. So I hope I can help you guys, especially in college, because especially if you're a freshman, it can be kind of a shock going from high school to college, especially not only the academics, but if you know you go to school that's partying, you're on your own and you just want to, you know, party and go out and go with your friends and like not think about school, these tips will really help you. So let me know in the comments down below your favorite tip that I share with you guys. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and if you're not a subscriber, don't forget to click that subscribe button on your way out for you won't miss out on any new videos. And with that, I'm going to end this video and wish you guys a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.